morning, new week. We are going to be starting off at home and we're going to be starting on the tongue and groove. Going to be knotting it and painting it. Priming it.
You'll be priming it.
Yeah. And then we're going to head over the boat a bit later.
Yeah, nice. Alright, let's get set up, kid.
But before we can prime it, we have to cut them to size for them to be the right length going downwards on the boat. Vertically? Vertically.
So these lengths started out as 4.8s. We've already cut them in half to get them in the van and on the roof rack. And now we need to cut them into about 3 pieces at 800mm, or slightly under, and that will give us the perfect length to come down and give us a little bit of a ravine or whatever underneath the channel. To make my life easier, I'm going to make a little jig up on here so I can just slide it in, it hits there, and then that's perfect, 800mm. Good plan? Good plan,
Stan. That'll be loads. We ain't going to paint all them today, are we?
You won't be able to paint all them today.
Yeah. It's not that I won't be able to paint them, I don't think we've got the drying facilities.
Yeah, we're going to rig up some tables, don't worry about that. So that should give us 790mm.
Is that how much we're doing it?
Or
790, I thought it was 800.
Yeah, but you got to allow for a saw cut because 8,
yeah,
2, yeah, divided exactly bad, just allow for the wastage. Yeah, 790.
Beautiful.
Lovely. Alright, another 100 and 200 of those.
Right, come in. To paint some of the bits over there because you're going to have to cut them like the shape
the
of
window.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there.
Well, prime it whilst they're in situ. Yeah?
What do you want me to do then?
Right, if we sand all the edges.
Should we put these away?
Yeah, leave them for now. See how we get on for the other side. And we've got another basically half to do then, haven't we?
Yeah.
Get a sanding station set up then.
Joe thought I was going to be able to do them all in one go, I feel like, and we've laid out as many as we can, but there is still quite a stack here.
So Danny's going to start with a knotting, and I'm going to go over to the boat, leave her in peace.
I don't want to come to the boat.
She wants to come over the boat really, she feels a bit left out. Got a bit of FOMO going on.
Can't we do this together?
Trying to maximise efficiency, yeah? You'll be alright. By the time you start some of these, get onto these, then you come back, they'll be dry, and then you can do the priming on the, you have to flip them over and then prime the back.
I'll just do all the knotting first.
Yeah, and let it dry.
All of them.
Are you?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Otherwise you'll get paint on with.
I see. Alright then. Right.
Look at that blowing in the wind.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the greatest bench. We might refigure this in a minute.
Now to wait for these to dry and repeat.
So whilst Danny's painting and priming and whatever, I've come back to the boat to finish off this. Now, for anyone new to the channel wondering why there's like gaps or wind between the battens, basically when we bought the boat, it had already been spray foamed, but no battens had been put in place, so we had to scrape back and glue some in, which has then obviously meant these gaps. So filled the big ones in with expanding foam, and now I've got a couple tubes of sealer somewhere in this absolute bomb site. I'm going to fill in, and then the job for today is going to be putting the strip wood along the top 1, 2 that the tongue groove's going to get mounted to. It's from last week's video you all seen this mess. Let's have a look what that's actually held quite well. So that's all the window frames trimmed around. Now I've got a few tubes of this flexible filler to try and fill in all the gaps where possible. The more I look at it, the less confident I am that I've bought enough. I've only got 2 tubes. Before I do that, I actually need to sort my life out. Now I need to trim down some of the notches with the multi-tool, so that when I put the timber strip across this, a bit flatter.
So now I have done all of the knotting. I am now going to turn them over. Joe suggested that I paint the other side first. We are painting both sides mainly because of condensation on the boat and we don't want them to bow out, if that's the correct word. But yeah, I've managed to do it in half and half. So yeah, I'm going to switch them all over, paint the back and then wait for that to dry. It's all a bit of a waiting game.
Right, 12 tubes of cork later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tubes down. It's definitely not my best craftsmanship, but they are all sealed. It's not pretty, but it doesn't really need to be. Now, next up, I get to play my new toy. Pick this up on the way over. It's a little electric nailer, staple gun type thing, and then I'm going to use that to tack these strips from copper job up, which should then give us a relatively nice straight line to nail the tongue and groove in that Danny is very kindly painting at home. Can't wait to use this gun. Oh, Jesus Christ. What does that do? I've got to practice that somewhere. Now we're in the wrong hole. Oh my God, how easy is that?
So I've just finished painting the back of all the ones, as you can see. I would say now it's time for them to dry, but by the time I've finished all of these, the first one's definitely dry, so I'm gonna turn them around and start painting a lot. It's taking a lot longer than I anticipated, and this is only one wall. Aye, aye, aye.
I made a slight calculation error and I've bought enough to do one side, not two sides. Oh, back to proper job we go. Once I've done this bottom half. Right, 1, 2, done. Now I need a massive tidy up. It is disgusting in there. Danni go mad. Couple tasks for today before I start on this side. I've got some ducting for the diesel heater, which I'm going to run along the sort of edge underneath that bit. So I'm going to start that today. So there's one more thing out of my dad's shed, out his way. I've got a couple of connections to sort out because it's going to be ducted down into various rooms. Then I'm going to, move all this back across, I think. Not very much looking forward to. And then start this side, refilling in all this with the cork again. Oh Christ, need a bit more spray foam as well. So this is going to be the bedroom end of the boat, which is going to be the end of the ducting, which is then going to run right the way back through to the engine bay where the diesel heater is going to be. Now I'm going to insulate part of the ducting where I don't want to lose too much heat around here. I haven't actually got that yet. and then it's going to run behind the log burner, and I'm going to leave it all uninsulated because it should act like a sort of radiator. Then there's going to be a vent coming out into the bathroom and a vent into the bedroom.
Good afternoon. Before I start my night shifts tonight, I'm at home and I'm going to be painting. I'm also looking after this little fella. Well, not little. Say hi, Barney.
So that's the long run done. I left it a little bit slack just in case I need to move it at all. And I'm going to finish off that end at a later date when it goes through this hole, which I'm going to put some new metal in into the engine bay, and then diesel heaters can be down there somewhere. This end in the meantime, I've got another little, just gotta put that on. Got another one of those to put on the end here. How's that work? There she goes. Right, down angle. And then these are going after once it's done properly, but that should sit up in there for now. Whoa. That's exciting. And the tongue and groove basically coming down to this height anyway to hide this, and then on the other side is going to be the pipe working cables. That is exciting. Next up, the big move. Again, no, start on the spray on this side. So I've spray foamed everywhere I can, and I've run out of spray foam. So I'm going to let this cure overnight. I've got to go pick some more spray foam up. I need one more length of batten. Typically I returned the 10 lengths I bought from work the other day because I didn't think I needed them, but I need literally 2 little pieces for in there. And I'm going to get the insulation for the pipe and hopefully a bit of sheet metal. Might tackle that tomorrow, blanking that off. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. So I'll let the spray foam do its thing overnight. Looks like it's worked all the way. I've got 2 more bits of batten to fit here and here, then I can go around, caulk any gaps. There is a few, and then hopefully get the pine strip fitted today, ready to start the tongue and groove next week, which will make a big visual difference in here. I can't wait to not see this stuff. Absolutely hate it. Right, battens. Right, now that's out of the way, thank God. Moving on to caulking. I'm going to leave these dry a little bit longer. So I'm going to start at this end. Get in there, slow. Finally time to use this beast again. If I can unravel it. Right, the phone's about to die, so I'll wrap this week up here, and I will see you next week for cladding. Hopefully, if I can get it all done in 1 week, that'd be ideal, but I've got 8 windows to frame, which is going to take a while, so we'll see you next week. I ran out of clean Danni Joe t-shirts, so shout out Salty Shapes.
Yeah, shout out Shorty Shape.
No way, dyslexic.
Not more knots.
Yeah.
That's wood for you, isn't it? But I'd say that your annual checkup thing is close to mine next. I had a blood test, and they said if you don't get it by the 2nd of August.
You're in the shop, by the way.
Oh, is that being recorded?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, Joe. We can edit it out, can he?
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.